YouTube family and friends. I'm reporting to you live right here in my apartment. And I would just like to let people know that it's been pretty rough. If I look like I'm tired, I haven't been sleeping at night. It's been rough for a multitude of reasons, but we're just going to talk about the fact of CPS and my mother. For after 12 years, could they get a life already? Taking my youngest effing daughter. How the hell do you even take someone's daughter? How the hell do you take someone's daughter? You know, I'm finally to that point. I don't have to be all submissive anymore and play their game and act like, I'm a submissive slave because, and take away my whole identity and damn near soul. I'm not kidding. And because I'm past that. I already did all that and survived. And if they think they broke me, actually it made me stronger. Thank you for the free fucking military training. Y'all just gave me one up. Hell yeah, of course I'm a little hurt. But I'm very much also more tougher. They took my little Gloria. You guys know Gloria. Go look on the ones that are subscribed. You know my little Gloria. Always excited to go to church and show her little things and be like, hey, can I tell them something? Yeah, that beautiful little baby. My little Puerto Rican American princess, okay? Oh, no. Alright. My dad recently passed. I think I've told y'all about that in other videos. If you don't know, go check out those other videos and you'll see like my little hotel rooms and stuff and my little adventure where a car broke down and I showed like tours of my hotel rooms. My dad passed and he's with God. He's in heaven. So I cannot sit there and complain. And I always thought the day that my dad would pass, I would lose it because he's like my best friend and like blah 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 blah. But anyways, that did happen, and everyone's like, oh my god, especially the people that know me, like I'm fine. I'm not trying to brag, like to be like, oh I'm so great, I'm doing so great about this. But I'm really handling myself. I'm proud of really doing really good. And it's because this other shit is so much on my mind, with stealing my fucking babies and fucking terrorizing me and shit for fucking 12 years. Just fucking depressed and living hell. When life is made to be lived and like, oh my god, this should never be something somebody should worry about. It's hard enough being a single parent or parents on an income. You know what I mean? Multiple children. That can be challenging, but you still always know they're your kids. No one can fuck with them. But CPS, Child Protective Services, the way they have it set up is that they think they're above the law. They think they're above the law. They think they're above the Constitution, the whole entire Constitution of America. That we're all Americans. We live in America. And and they have these little pamphlets. They have their own little rule book. Have you ever heard of any agency having their own rule book, especially one that's supposedly able to seize your kids, the most sacred of all things by law to ever fucking take away? That's because we're living in the damn last days. I mean, it's been going on, but now it's such an all-time high. Just spitting a couple facts. Y'all might hear me say this stuff more than once, which is probably good because then it'll sink in more. At this point, I think it used to be 85, and last time I checked, it's 88% and more. This bothers me. 88% and more of kids that are like, it's not 5, y'all. 88% and more of kids that are taken from their blood relatives or like good caregiver, their personal parents or even caregiver because their parents maybe just really weren't fit But you know, they're 88% and more are taken that aren't even abused. That aren't even abused. And that there was no proof of it. And if they were sitting in jail for abuse, they didn't go to jail. So if somebody really abused their kid, wouldn't they be in jail or prison? Or their people, the kids in their custody or whatever? Kids in their care? Because I know people that have went to jail for child abuse, you know, so they really child abused, like really, really child abuse. So, but then I won't elaborate on that right now. But so, you know, I don't really know what I'm getting at. I'm just trying to spit facts and I'm venting. Um, I'm trying to let you guys know. I gotta just say it. All those kids that are not even supposed to. Alright, they're taking 88% of kids that are taken from their damn parents or caregivers aren't abused and are taken unlawfully without a signed court order from the judge. Sometimes the police are in on this. I know this is all a mystery, but I'm going to end up telling you facts about that too, where it's not like, wait a minute. Because anybody would be like, wait a minute, are you sure about that? And, you know, it's good to ask questions. Well, it's part of, I'm just going to get to it now. It's because they're part of a private membership association, a PMA, a private membership association, meaning they're paying money to be part of this evil, like Elite clown evil show, Satanist shit, and breaking the law and shit. So they have secret courts, secret courts like crazy, which is totally illegal, without notifying the parents. They also do a bunch of false documentations, which, don't worry, the caseworkers are immune. They're allowed to fucking do that. Any fucking thing they want. Why are we even in court if you can do anything you want? What's the fucking point of court? Because, I guess because they think they're tricking, it's part of them tricking us, like psychologically, to make us think we're in a real court. You're not in a real court when you're in dependency court. What you're in is where a fake court, where the judge signs off in a way where she's signing off as a clerk of the court to everything that DCF says, either we're right or wrong, either blatantly right or blatantly wrong as hell. She's signing off on it because she's a part of it too. They're all getting paid a lot. I could not for the life of me wrap my head around. This is the hardest thing I've ever read. What? I was so flustered when these, I don't even have the word, insane things were happening. Like, I was in the Twilight Zone. Like, how can I be in the Twilight Zone in life? How can this really be happening in life? Like, this is a punked episode? Like, how can I really be in court and the judge be violating my rights on open record? Like, and I'm like, Your Honor, you're on open record saying that. And she's like, because it's not really a court of record, too, I don't think. I'm not totally 100% about that, but I wouldn't, like, be surprised at all. Like, I think it might not be. I think it's like it is, but it isn't. I haven't really exactly understood that and know how to explain that to you guys yet, but there's a problem when, you know, how can you sit there and violate somebody's rights and then be able to go get a transcript of it, and then you can take that to federal court. There's got to be something doesn't line up, because wouldn't they be scared of that going to federal court? somehow they're not scared of federal court. Somehow it makes you think, what the fuck? Can federal court not even do anything? I don't know. So anyway, I'm in the processes. Well, I am at the lowest point. Like, I mean, but I've started to get strong even though I'm broken too, because it's pushed me, this and other people, like people acting the fool, like things like that. Like, I might get hurt, but I'll use it as motivation. I learned that like years ago. So I told me, I'll use it as motivation. And I was just, what do you mean? But then I did it. And I was like, oh. So, a friend of mine, he let me down and everything. He was really doing some foul crap. And I said, you know what? Fuck all this dumb, petty shit talking about something that doesn't even matter. You want to get crunk over something? Let's get crunk over these kids like I've already felt like. That's what I told myself. So I said, you know what? I'm going to pull out that. No, I didn't sleep all night. I should, but I know I shouldn't have done anything. I pulled out the poster board that's been sitting in my closet forever, and I said, now's the time. I've been saying that. And I just started, I just started filling out those poster boards with like CPS corruption, one side's yellow of the poster board, it's more like a cardboard poster board, and the other side's white. So on the white side, I highlighted most of it. I did it in black, big magic marker, and then I highlighted it with yellow and did some of it in purple and red. Purple is a message from God. It's royal, it's God. Red is the blood of Jesus. Also, it is held up and respected in the court of law under sovereign spans law, which I've practiced a little bit in their court of law to get their attention at times. Anyway, this stuff is hell. It's not what I wanted. I think Gloria is not like falling apart, but sometimes kids hold their feelings in really well. My 14-year-old has to tell me how she's doing and stuff because my mom won't. And to put that on a 14-year-old is ridiculous, especially such a good one that's been through all this shit. That's to deal with my mom on a daily basis, so you can be a motherfucker to her. And to be an honor roll student, such a kind-hearted and smart, and to work so hard and then have to get home from school and do a video chat for her mom so that her mom can see Gloria, because she cares so much about her mother. I know little sister, and I'll say, you guys call me, but she knows she's doing it for Gloria, really. And I'm like, Gloria, because that's the only time I can see Gloria. It's on the video chat thing. But it's so hard because it's like, it's kind of like, well, if I knew how long this was going to go on for, it would be like easier. It'd be a relief, like, oh, it's like, well, how long is this going to go on? Like, straight up, I am on bail right now. I stay out of the way. I'm not a jail person. I do not at all. Everyone knows that's what I'm not. Well, my mom alleged that I smacked her upside the head or something when she knew that I was going to get my kids back. So she knew she was going to lose her granddaughters. She knew she was going to lose her check, and she doesn't want to work. She knew she'll lose all that power to treat us all like crap. And she probably knew she was probably going to get in some trouble. Which I told her, Mom, I'm going to federal court. I'm not talking about it. I'm in the process of doing it. I said, but I'm not going to go after you, Mom, because you're my mom. I said, everybody else is in for it. Those judges, those social workers, everybody. I said, but I'm not doing that to you, Mom. I said, and hopefully if I have enough money, I can buy you just a little 1 or 2 bedroom, little used mobile home. I said, because that's all the money that I think I'm going to get to be able to buy you. I said, so you might want for stuff sometimes, but you never need for anything. Because right now she's renting a home. And she wouldn't have to pay no bill. She would own it. So she said it to me so dirty, I can't even tell you how dirty she said it. And after all the years of dirty, terrible, terrorizing things she's done to me, which the most terrorizing things are that she would do to my kids right in front of me, and I couldn't do anything about it. I'm very traumatized, but I'm also very okay and still strong. So anyway, she starts telling me, she goes, you can't sue me. Like I was a piece of shit, but she didn't even say it like that. She said it like she spit in my face 5 times. And I thought right then in my head, now I'm going to. And I never thought I would think that. And I was like, now I'm fucking going to. Like, and it wasn't just because of that comment. It was like I said, all these years of fucking with my children and me. Man, oh man. So my attorney said, I hate to tell you this, but your mother is probably going to be in a lot of trouble. I guess she knew, like, I cared about my mom, and in a sense, I always try to protect my mom because she's still my mom, even though everything she's done. And I said, oh well, because at this point, that is the only way to protect my kids and I. This is the only way. She gave us no other fucking choice. She showed us time and time again. She is a total, complete, absolute threat. But that's all I'm going to say for now. I'll come back later and cover other things. You know, I could say something else right now too, but I'll say it since I already started. So, because you're like, what is she going to say? Say it. Okay, one other thing. Everything they do to the parent, and it's a targeted parent, and usually, most always, that targeted parent is the good parent. Does that make any sense? Hell no. None of it does, because it's all crooked. The reason they go after the good parent as a targeted parent is because they know that parent cares and is going to show up for court, is going to do all the stuff they tell them to. Stuff being services that cost money. Court. Every time you go to court, it's money. They have wasted so many of Marion County, Florida tax dollars. Marion County should be so livid, and the vets should be livid. I'm livid for them. There are so many people that they have screwed over, besides just me and my kids and my dad not getting to see him because of this and everything. And all these people. So, but I was gonna say, both the people, they're both grandmas, paternal grandma and maternal grandma, each of them have some of my kids. Well, neither one of them have jobs. And, but I had a fiance that had a great job, and we've been together 2 years, and he took care of my bills, and I was kind of stressed out. Oh, do you wonder why? After having all my kids taken care of and being taken out of the hospital for no reason, traumatizing shit, and I already had anxiety. So, I live in public housing, my rent's not that much. I was okay with being able to have him pay my bills for a while and make sure my mental health was okay, and to just fucking relax and do things around the house and just do other things like errands and things. Once in a while I might clean a house and get paid a little or something like that. But they told me that I had to have a fucking job every time it was something, okay? So now, stay-at-home wives of guys, husbands, which he was about to be my husband. I had a ring on my finger. I still have my ring. He was my fiance. He fingerprinted by the department, approved everything. All of a sudden, my fiance or my husband, we can't be stay-at-wife homes anymore, or stay-at-home wives anymore. Excuse me, stay-at-home wives anymore. Like, why? Who the fuck do you think you're kidding? Like, so you're just gonna go and say every woman that has a man that works and she doesn't work, she doesn't get to have her kids. In fact, we're terminating her parental rights. Now we're gonna forcefully adopt the kids out, change their social security cards, put them with fucking people that we know are not good people, that are way worse than the mother or anything. I'm not bad, but I'm just saying they're bad people and I'm not. You know, what the freak? Clown shit show. Where's that? Everything that the targeted parent is supposed to have, that's illegal. They don't even have to have anyway. For you to be able to take their children. I have to have a job. But yeah, I have income. So, any freaking ways. So, I have to have a freaking job. But yet, neither one of the grandmas that are the caregivers have to have a freaking job. They collect a check from the state, which I pay child support for kids that they put the caregivers in charge of visitation, who a lot of times don't even let me see my kids, for kids I can't even see. So a lot of guys, I feel you. I know it sucks to have to pay child support. Sometimes they ask you for more than they should, and it fucking sucks. I'm not taking away from that, but you get to see your kids. You have some kind of rights. Now I mean, they can say nope, 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 nope for 4 months, 5 months straight, and that's just how it is, right? Right? It would be if we didn't have a constitution, but how the hell do you get them to obey the Constitution? You would have to get to like federal court. You would have to get to a real court, or hire an attorney. Been there, done that. Hire the best attorney in town. Some cocky motherfucker, I hope he sees this, with a stupid Hummer, a little mini Hummer. I had a big Hummer when I was 19. I was a woman at 19 years old. I was married to a 31-year-old professional man. We're still friends. He's a great dad. We had Hummers, Cadillacs, everything. And he thought he was the shit because he had a Hummer. Most people in big cities, Hummers are common. Big deal. You have a fucking Hummer and you live in Ocala, so it's a big deal. But he kept tooting his fucking horn about it. I'm the guy with the Hummer out there. And it's like, yeah, right, you are a Hummer. So, because he was a dick too. So anyway, I forgot he was such a dick to me because I was trying to help him by telling him so about my baby's father, because he was representing my baby's father on a case. And he got so nasty to me and he said, how dare you call my office? I said, oh, I was just trying to tell you, like, you had slid me a thing at court that said to call your office. He's like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, maybe you don't remember. I'm like, never mind, you don't have to do all fucking crazy. And I was like, never mind you. And I forgot that was the same guy. I just don't pay attention to like stuff like that, like petty stuff. So I was dating an older man. He had the money and he paid for this guy. He retained him. I think it was $4,000. The guy I was dating said it very well. He said he successfully muzzled you the whole time. He did. I said, that is what he did. Every time I tried to talk, he would not. I mean, every time I tried to talk, it was like, wait a minute, no. And he was very aggressive. He was ex-Marine. This guy was ex-Air Force, Special Forces. Like, he didn't really get along with Marines. Sort of. They had a little thing. I can see why. So, this man, so we get into court. When we're sitting in the bench talking, he doesn't really talk to me much, and he's a paid attorney. He's supposed to be the best one. But he's sitting to me like he's a court-appointed one, just talking to me right before court. So we're sitting in a bench before court talking, and I said, you know, you gotta know how CPS is corrupt and this and that. And I'm thinking, of course he's gonna agree, and he's like, what? Don't ever get a freaking attorney that is fighting CPS that will tell you that they're not corrupt, or DCF, or whatever it's called in your state. I said, yeah, that part. they're corrupt. He said, what do you think that? And I said, oh my God, I can't even continue this convo. Like, I said, I was surprised I was even getting to talk. And I said, okay. I said, I've been studying online, and I've been studying, like, a lot about CPS for a while now, online and stuff. And he goes, oh, so you read everything, you believe everything you read online? You know what I mean? And I said, no, these are, like, factual sites. Like, this is, like, I'll show you. And he's like, no, I don't need to read something online. And I was like, are you afraid to see it? And he's like, please. You know? I was like, okay. And then he's like, I know that my wife works for KCI. Did you just tell me your wife works for KCI? That's like a sister of DCF. Unbelievable, you guys. Um, so then the guy was standing. He said, I'll walk over there for a minute. And I just thought he was walking over there for a minute. I said, okay. I didn't realize he was listening into the conversation of my attorney, kind of. You know. So he came back and he said, hey, I was hearing something I was standing over there looking at, hearing some stuff your conversation your attorney had, and this is what he said. He said, they all laughed about that he just talked about his son has a torn rotator cuff, a 1 or 2 year old son, and he's a big guy, my attorney. He said, that takes a lot to tear a little guy's rotator cuff out. He said, that sounds like it could have been like something they need to look into. But I said, oh, that's good. He said, you ought to, if you're going to fire this guy in court, because I don't blame you at this point. He said, because I said, I can't do it anymore. He said, just go out. I said, I can't. He's not doing anything for me. I can't take any more of this humiliation and stuff. He said, just go ahead and fire him. You're right. He's fucking shit up. I just fucking hate that I paid that money to him. He said, bring up the rotator cuff. So I went in there, and I kept getting muzzled, and I said, Your Honor, I stood up and I said, I have to fire my attorney. Because someone in my family rights movement who's very educated told me, you stand up and you say that. And she got very mad that I'm saying, why are you standing up? And I said, just to make it very clear. Sit down. And I said, yes, ma'am. And I sat back down. I said, I'm just letting you know, because they never listen to you. They act like you're a nobody, especially in dependency court. I said, I'm firing my attorney. Of course, I do this good old boy thing that I do every time. She gives me hostile. Anytime I fire an attorney because they're incompetent and prove that they're not properly representing me. Well, they're a good attorney in our town. And then she's like all mad at me the rest of the case. And I'm like terrified. That's not how it goes. She did that in my divorce. She did my divorce too. So she's not representing me. But she stays on the same bench forever for 15 years now and doesn't rotate, which if it's not illegal, it's unheard of. It's real shady. You want more power and money and control, you're supposed to rotate. But anyway, she told me, this is Judge Sue Robbins, she told me in Marion County, Florida, she told me, you're not going to fire your attorney. I said, this is not a court-appointed attorney. I paid for this guy. I know she knew that. She said, yeah, but I don't think you're competent. I said, I'm very competent. He just told me his wife works for whatever it's called. CIA, whatever. The thing that's like a sister with DCF. KCI. And I said, yeah, Kid Central. It's the same fucking thing as DCF. It's part of it. And DCF's not bad. And I said, he seems way more on your side than mine. That was my nice way of saying he's totally on your side. Because they can't take that kind of thing. You get a lot of mistreatment for saying the total truth. So I just said, it seems like he's more on your side. And he's supposed to be representing me. These are my kids, Your Honor. These are my kids. I pleaded with her. And she said, you know what? Every time you fire an attorney, and I said, well, every time they've misrepresented me. I said, he's muzzled me. I said, you can ask the man that I live with. I said, he has not let me speak in his office at all. It's been very, 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 very mistreated. well, why didn't you fire him before? And I said, because I really needed someone. He was supposed to be the best one in Ocala. And then I said, and also I was told to do it in court because that's what, you know, I don't know everything. It's like I'm trying to do something bad. And, you know, and so anyway, I'm going to make this short because it's getting like a long video at this point. So, yeah, I was like, you know, telling the judge, you know, just trying to fight to fucking fire my own fucking paid attorney. Okay? Like, she didn't already give me shit about firing shitty ass, fuck ass, court appointed attorneys that weren't doing anything for me, didn't know anything about my case or anything. But they did get a attorney in our town. What? You sound stupid. He's not representing me. That's law. And I have proof. You know, I would show her emails and stuff, but he's not getting back to me. But anyway, so I fired that guy. I need a nap, you guys. So I fired that guy. And, oh, his name's, somebody Doty. And somebody said, well, he's like a Doty bird or something. Somebody Doty. What a tacky name, anyway, to be so conceited. Oh, and his eyes are very close together. Anyway, I just said, man. I mean, he was doing a lot of whack shit in court, too, because I was just like, I kind of was like, maybe I should give it a shot. I was on the fence with it. But then I was like, that's it. I was like, no, I have to. And then he was like, let me talk to Miss Nesbitt. He's like, Miss Nesbitt, just calm down. Like, he's like, Grant, stop. You really don't want to fire me. You need me. And I'm just like, I don't think so, okay? And he's like, why? And I'm like, this is so awkward. Like, you know why. Like, you know, I've already told you all the reasons, you know. It's obvious. And I've told you. But, yeah. So, he just basically told me to do the case plan. He never defended me. He just do the case plan. Anybody can fucking tell me that. That's what they do. You get these higher attorneys that follow the case plan. Maybe some now that things are changing, you know, think times are changing. Maybe some of them now. Some attorneys now say stuff like, well, you know, you don't trust DCF. Don't let him in your house. And they tell the truth. But everybody else is like, comply, comply, comply. Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, you cannot fight the government. And I'm like, they're like corrupt though. Like, this isn't the Constitution. But I can't get to, and then I don't remember. I just started saying something like, well, Your Honor, y'all are in bed together. And she said, what? I said, you're all in bed together. They are. His wife is KCI. It's a fucking small town. They're all in fucking bed together, and they're all fucking disgusting pigs that sell kids for money. And I said, I'm not paying somebody to sink my ship. She's like, what? And I'm like, I'm not paying someone to sink my ship. Does you not know what an analogy is? Like, that part. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out, Your Honor. You're a judge. You used to be an attorney. You have some intelligence. You know, and I said, I'm hiring him. I said, it's hard for me. I paid $4,000, you know? But, anyway, she's like, well, I don't know what you're going to do at this point. If there's going to be any attorneys left, just leave me alone. Just let me go. It's been enough. But anyway, so I fired him because I had to. And I said, by the way, I couldn't believe it. I said, Mr. Doty, I said, you know, I heard him out there talking. I didn't put on my friend. I said, I heard him out there talking. And I said, I heard him talking about he had a torn rotator cuff, and DCF was all laughing about it. His 1 or 2 year old son had a torn rotator cuff, but he's not in here. He doesn't have to be in your courts and everything. And he was like, what? And everything. I said, like, he didn't do a torn rotator cuff, you know what I mean? And I just said, whatever, like, you know, I don't remember. It was continuance or something. And then when I came out of the courthouse, he still bothered me. It was like, man, you ripped me out for $4,000 fucking dollars. Can you just leave me alone, you know? It's just been hell, guys. I just miss her so much. She's just the light of my life, and I'm so depressed. I'm just so depressed. I'm sorry, I am. And maybe it does have to do with that I just lost my dad too. I mean, I don't know. I really think I'm taking it well, but sometimes deep inside, it bothers us deep inside there somewhere where we don't know about. But it just really, 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 really hurts. And I am on bail because my mom did say, I spilled the beans, and I told her, I'm sick of playing this game with you. Like, I'm basically your slave. The only thing you don't do is beat me. Really. I mean, he'd be like, you're lucky to be even be here. You know what I mean? I mean, just get out of the house. I mean, I'm just like, God. Like, I'm a dog, I'm like, wow. Like, in front of my kids. And then she'd be like, see what you're doing in front of your kids. I mean, just like, and I'm like, wow. And we're women or we're adults. I was on PMS too while she was doing it. So I told her to F off or something. Well, that pissed her off. So she decided to say that I hit her. She pushed my head up because she decided to say that I fucking pushed her head or something, or hit her head or pushed her head or something. Because I spilled the beans because I told her, I'm tired of playing this game with you when I know that I'm free now. I said, I'm taking you to federal court and you're going to be in trouble. And I know all about your documents. I finally know why you trying to chase me out of the house, and I thought something was so wrong with me. Because I'm such a sensitive person, I thought, what did I do? And she never wanted me there because she was hiding documents of fraud, of things that she had conspiratized with DCF for many years. And I saw pretty much all of them. And I took pictures of all of them. And I felt really weird, like going into somebody else's stuff. But in this situation, I had to. I was like, you'd be crazy not to, Rand, just do it. I was like, no, I feel bad. And I was like, just do it. So the stuff I found in there, I mean, the shit she wrote about me, I was like, oh my God, my mom was plotting against me from a long time ago. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, she has a sickness. That's another thing. I'm glad I brought that up. Okay, that was the point that I ran off on. Let's stay on the point. Things that the parent has to do, the caregivers don't have to do. The parent has to have a job. The parent has to have a nice house. The parent has to have a psychological testing. My mom never got psychological tested. The other grandma never got psychological tested. I got psychological tested. In fact, when it came out good, they said, no, you're lying. And they made me do another one. Which they do, this is a common thing they do to everybody. They play the same cards on everyone. They've played their cards out. My mom has also played her cards out. It went on for so long that DCF people even started looking at her skeptical, like, what, wow, she's really fucked up. And I think started to feel sorry for me. And I think they respected my perseverance because I wouldn't give up. The judge told me, you can't have any more kids. And I'm like, oh, yes, ma'am. And I had another kid. And it wasn't exactly planned. But I had another daughter named Gloria. And I went into court. And I didn't do anything wrong. And the same judge that severed my parental rights unlawfully, she said that. She sent her home. She was sick of them. She goes, she always had a poker face. For her to have any kind of emotion, like an appellate judge to have any emotion, was like a big deal. She kind of slammed her pen down, and I was like, ooh, she smiled at them. She was like, do you guys know what you're doing? She's like, did this mom have any drugs in her system? I never did drugs. It's just a protocol question they ask. And I said, no. She goes, did she abuse her kid in any way? And they were looking all stupid. And she goes, did she ever abuse them? And I go, no. And she goes, she wrote down something. I was praying. She was going to write down, send the kid home, my baby home. And she said, I already sent the child home immediately. So I had to wait for the paperwork and everything to go through. It's like a week later. My child shows up in a van, one of those transporter vans, all fucking pathetic. What are you doing with my kid in a fucking van when I did nothing wrong? My newborn child. And some social worker gets her out and fucking has freaking got a onesie on her. It's cold outside. I think she might have had a little blanket, but it wasn't like wrapped around her. And I'm like, some, faded onesie, and it wasn't covering her legs and arms. And I was like, so happy to have my little girl. But the saga continues, you guys. I just wanted to tell you guys that I've said facts about CPS, Child Protective Services, and their corruption. I've talked about them in particular, and that they're named different names at different states. Like in our state, it's DCF. Some states it's HRS. You know, defects in some states. But basically, I also told you some about my personal story. And that's probably what I'll continue doing. Who knows? But sorry, this was such a long video, but not really, because people that are really here for this, that's what we're here for. I want to say something right now. I want something to happen now. I don't mean, of course, I want everything to happen justified that should right now, like I'm sure every other parent does in this position. But what I mean is, we've got to do something. I know I do, and I'm sure other people do. And I'm saying we need to do a protest. I actually, if I was so tired and didn't get any sleep last night, I would get dressed and comb my hair up a little better and go walk around with a sign all by myself, because I just found out, a sign exposing CPS corruption. And then if people don't believe that CPS is corrupt, it says Google Nancy Schaefer. And if you guys Google Nancy Schaefer, that will tell you. That's one fact that backs it up. But anyways, that's it for now. I love you guys very much. Please pray for me. I really want to see a lot of comments down below. I gotta say it. I want a nationwide get together. I feel it's time. I have a feeling that it's time, because I see it in a lot of groups in DCF. People say, let's get together. Let's all get together and do every state get together and do nationwide. I just keep seeing comments, and I'm like, there is no excuse why we should not be doing this right freaking now. There are no armies out there holding us back. I told myself that there is no excuse in this world why you shouldn't get out there. Well, it's scary, because sometimes police make arrests that they shouldn't make, and you're like, oh my god, what if they arrest me? They don't want me getting the word out. And I just told myself, I'll just walk on the sidewalk, because my friend that's done process said you're allowed to be on the sidewalk with my sign. And people might approach me and go, hey, that's happened to me too. You know what I'm saying? Or some cars will see it or something, and it'll make me feel like I got it out, and it'll raise awareness. It might bring people together, just bring change, good change. And basically, I just said, well, I would just record with my phone, and if a police officer came up to me, I would be like, yes sir. And if they said, like, you're arrested or something, like, or I just be like, sir, I'm not disobeying the law. I will leave right now. I'm leaving right now. You know what I mean? Even if I was just on the sidewalk, which is legal from what I've been told, I would just say, I'm leaving right now. No problem. Please don't arrest me. And I would film it, so that, like, if you falsely arrested me, at least I would have, like, a document of it, It just scares me, because everything DCF's done to me and stuff. But I'm tired. I told myself, like 4 days ago, I said, I'm sick of crying over this. I said, these are my kids. But that's easy to say when it's all over. When it's over and done, you realize it's all a game and they've done everything they can do to you. Then it's like, you realize that they have no authority. It was all a game. You realize, what I'm saying? You start to take your power back. And especially when you are pretty sure that you have an attorney that's going to go to federal court, even though it's taken forever, and then the COVID comes, it takes even longer. you still have that hope. You're like, oh my God, because you never had any justice, and now you're going to federal court, you're getting to sue, and you're getting to get your kid back, and then you're going to go back and get the rest of your kids back. You know, that's great. It's justice. It's, you know, but yeah, so my attorney, guys, my attorney is not available. My attorney has changed their number several times. At first, they were working for DCF, and they were kind of like doing like an inside job. So I was like, oh, maybe they changed their phone numbers around because they're kind of like being a spy. But I found out they already quit DCF. So I was like, at this point, what's the point in you not having a phone number for almost 3 months? And so the man that I was dating that retained her, he like went and he talked to the bar association about like what, you know, she's gonna be sanctioned for breach of contract. He showed some of the texts that I sent him that I guess were just inappropriate or something, or saying she was gonna do stuff that she never did. But I mean, I sort of understand how things change. Like maybe she had something planned a certain way, but the COVID threw that off, or this is all new. Fighting DCF, you know what I'm saying? Like they're still trying to figure out how they're gonna do things and stuff. But like when she would change her number, she never called and gave me a new number. I would have to call the guy I was dating and say, can you get a hold of my attorney's phone number? And then he would get a hold of it and give it to me, and that was fine with me. I was just so happy to have an attorney that you know, she was the DCF attorney. I ain't got shit to hide. They got shit to hide. She don't work for DCF anymore. So her thing was like, she was gonna, you know, she had a class action lawsuit, and we were gonna do that, and then she was gonna get Gloria back. And then she said she'd get all 5 of my kids back at that same court date. Then she said, no, we're just getting Gloria back, but I'm sure we can go back for your 5 kids because you're telling me you have all this other. They were inappropriately taken. I'm sure they were. So I'm like, okay, you know, that's all good. Thank you, you're great, whatever. And then she just like disappears, man. She's like, it's just weird. Like, the last thing, it was weird because she got offended because I said something like, the whole thing I praised her. I was like, you're such a good person. I'm so glad this happened. Thanks for being an attorney like this. And then I just said, I don't know if this is real. Sometimes I question, is this real? And instead of her saying, I know this could be shocking, you haven't got any mail proving it, she goes, excuse me, ma'am? She was always jealous of me because she likes the guy. She is obsessed with the guy that paid for my attorney. They hooked up one time, and she's obsessed with him. And he really likes me. And she would talk about the case a little, and then she would say, so, about you and, you know, the guy you're dating. So, you know, and she would, and I just told her, like, for a while, I was just like, whatever. You know, I deal with shit. I know how to deal with things. But then I was just like, all right. I was like, listen. I was like, keep this professional. I was like, were you paid? I was like, okay. I was like, then you're my attorney, and I don't want to hear any more of these questions. This is strictly business. Okay? That's it. You know what I mean? So for a while, she obeyed by it, and she actually was polite and said, okay, or something, sorry. And then she started doing it again. Maybe that was the message she showed the bar, too. But, oh my God. So I was like, did this lady literally quit because she was offended that I was like, is this real? So I was like, So the next morning, just being like woman to woman, I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I just thought, it doesn't hurt me to be nice to someone. I said, I am really sorry if I like hurt your feelings by making you feel like I doubted that you were really doing my case or something. I said, but it was actually a compliment because it's so good to me that I can't believe it's real sometimes. I said, because you can imagine. I said, I've been through 12 years of complete shit. I've not been treated like a human being. I've got no justice as a mother or anything. I said, so for this to, all of a sudden for me to be suing in federal court and get my kids and stuff, it's surreal. I said, so you need to understand that. I said, plus I've not got anything in the mail that's really, I've never got anything in the mail. That may be because of COVID, but how do I know for sure? So it's just that. It's nothing personal. It was just, and somebody said, your attorney shouldn't be telling you they're offended, And that's funny because I think that was when she cut her phone off. I'm almost sure. So I said, let me find out if this lady is that jealous of little old me that she would throw away her license, get disbarred, get sanctioned, possibly go to jail or something. Not start her own law firm, it's hers that she had planned, and make bukus amounts of bucks over being jealous of me. Can't relate. No way. Most people with a brain and they're adults, something overrides that. That's her whole career. That's a great career. They're making good money. But anyway, so I guess now that she's been notified that, the guy I was dating is ready to sanction her if she doesn't get a hold of us soon. Maybe I guess she'll straighten up her act, get in contact with us, properly represent me, or she'll just get sanctions, or she'll lose her license, and or we'll sue her she'll have to pay the money back that he paid to retain her, and then we'll get a new attorney. But the good news is, because you cannot find good attorneys. You can't find any attorneys that can fight DCF. Well, in one of her last messages she told me was that there was this one man that she had planned on representing me, turning my case over to. And I thought, why would some powerful, because Scott and her both said they were both very powerful. That's the guy I'm dating. I said, why would some powerful man do this for me? Where's the extra cash? Where's his fee? Well, I guess what Scott said is that he had a personal vendetta with DCF because they effed with him. They did him wrong. Or attempted to, and did for a little while or something. And he's a very high powered attorney. So he felt like, I'm going for all you guys. I'm taking all y'all down. Good. Because they need to know they can get messed with too. That's what everybody needs to know. Not to be like, in your face, it can happen to you. But so it doesn't happen to you. You just need to realize that it can happen to you and be prepared. Because it really can. It can happen to me, a single mom living in a trailer with her 3 kids. Poor or whatever. It can happen to middle class. It can happen to rich. They did it to an attorney. A family law attorney that's going to beat them. So, and what I want to let you guys know is that all these kids that are being sex trafficked, 90% of them are from foster homes. That really breaks my heart to say. 90% of them are from foster homes, and they're not supposed to be there, remember? 88% of them and more aren't supposed to be there. They took them from a loving family, or some parents that just had a little drug problem. Instead of getting them counseling, giving them time to see if they've changed and give them time to get recovery and try to reunite them. They had the whole idea of going there and just pulling them apart so disgustingly on purpose, doing everything they could to break them apart, like they did me and my kids. But we were still close, but I mean, there was years I didn't see them and things, and but anyway, there's things I don't remember that they would have remembered because they would have still seen it in the house, or I would have said, hey, remember that? Or my mom would have been like, remember you did this with your mom? Like normal grandmas do, keeping memories alive. But instead, I don't think they were allowed to talk about it, which is absolutely a form of abuse, mental, emotional, psychological. But I could go on for this for days, and I'm damn sure not wrong, And I don't know why it took me so hard with Gloria. I mean, I guess it makes perfect sense. She's my only child. She's my last baby I'm ever going to have. I was super bonded with her. It meant the world for me to have her because of all my other kids that I would never have again. And that she I got to keep. And she looks just like me. And I always wanted a little half Puerto Rican baby. And all my kids are special to me. Nobody's more special than the other, but she's the youngest. You always, it's your little baby. And everybody would say, that's your mini-me, that's your mini-me. Everybody, people barely know me for a day or something, but know, look how bonded they are. But that's my baby. And her hurting hurts more than me hurting. Her hurting hurts me pretty fucking bad. So it's disgusting because my mom would do this, and I've told a couple of my friends, I don't have a real small circle, and they said, your mom just doesn't realize the damage that she's doing to those babies. I said, yes, she does. She don't care. Yes, she does. She does it to them. Like, she'll start fights with me in front of them. Like, but the thing is, like, Gloria would be like, I'd give her a dress for her birthday, and I'd fight tooth and nail. That was the only thing I've ever saw her and got to hug her little skinny body and feel her again. And she said, it said princess on it. So I was like, this is totally her. It said princess, but it was like casual gray, but then it was blinged out, and then I had like a poofy, like, you know how it has the like tutu looking skirt thing? You know what I'm talking about? Like that, the pink. And it said princess. So she goes, I could wear this to church. That's where her heart is. Like, not only that, but she's like, she doesn't realize that her life has just been ripped like away from her and changed. Like, she was basically living like joint custody, like with me and my mom. Like, you know what I mean? She thought we got along. She doesn't understand that this is the way it is. She thinks that I'm just being mean to Granny and that we fight. She doesn't know. And I said, you're right. I was being mean, because I had that maturity. When I was younger, I was a younger mom. I don't blame myself. Barely people have that much impulse control. They'd be like, they did something too. You become a better parent as you become older and more experienced. And if you've already raised 3 kids, then your 4th kid, and then it's 5 years later, you're a better mom. And, especially I did those parenting classes 10 different times because I couldn't accept one parenting class. Let's just keep the kids out of the care longer and make her do more parenting classes. We're not sure if she really finished it when there's a certificate. And, I have to pay for it, of course. I actually enjoyed the parenting classes. And that teachers loved me. They were like, you're the best student I've ever had. They said, you want to be that. I said, yeah, I'm a mama. I'm a nurturer. That's what I am. That's one of the biggest, if it ain't the biggest thing that I am. It might be the biggest thing that I am. But anyway, so, yeah, I get it. But I really want some feedback, you guys. I don't know much about how to do pages on Facebook yet, which I will learn because I have to. I'm fighting for my babies, and social networking helps. It's a necessity. So I started this one little page thing, but I sort of don't even know how the hell I did it. I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning. I was so excited. I said, yes, it worked. I got it. But I don't really know how to sign into it and stuff. But please, I think this is going to draw attention. It's going to start picking up. People are going to see that fight DCF CPS on there. Because at first it just says butterflies are cool / fight CPS DCF corruption. Before it was just butterflies are cool. If you're like most of my subscribers know. If you're like one of my first subscribers or whatever. But yeah, so sometimes just a poll like, hey guys, or just, I don't know, going through McDonald's or something, or showing y'all something cool that I bought at the store. Or sometimes I'm talking about this real life CPS, DCF stuff. And when I told y'all, oh, you're going to see these big changes, you still are. You still are. I trust God and Jesus completely, and I said that before all this bad stuff happened. At first it was really good. And everything was still going on with me fighting for my kids, but I saw a visitation, and I realized Jesus loved me, and I felt it, and I would feel like more free and stuff, just driving around. I would have that confidence God and Jesus was giving me, and when I would go to church, and I was really into it. I was like, I'm really, really into it more than I ever have before. And then, good thing I put my trust in God and Jesus, because it got rough. I was like, damn, the corona hit. That was a real surprise. I think that was the biggest surprise. I mean, Gloria was the most devastating, but the corona was the biggest surprise. And yeah, so anyways, that's it for now. I love you guys very much, and I hope that I'm just dying for a response, because I want people to speak up. I don't want y'all to feel fearful. If you do feel fearful, say you feel fearful, so we can talk about that, so I can help you with that, and so I can support you as a friend, listen to how you feel, and I can tell you things you might be able to file to win your case. Or I can point you to certain advocates or activists or whatever, and and I need y'all's help too. I don't. If I look like I know it, I don't know it all. So I don't know. I guess maybe I'll feel like a dumbass. So I'll go out there with a sign and nobody gives a shit. I'm like, am I fucking stupid? Who just goes out there by themselves? But then I'm like, actually, I'm pretty fucking brave. And I'm like, why not? Why not? Who knows who would walk up to me and say, hey, we've been through that. Let's talk. Because I don't have anybody right now, and I don't want to wait. I'm going to burst. Should I burst in my room screaming I feel like a child, where my neighbors might hear me throwing a fit and be annoyed? Or should I go out and to the street and to the sidewalks with a sign, and get it out? I think the sign is the answer. It's out of my comfort zone too. I don't publicize my shit on a sign. That's not me at all. I stay out of the way. So now I'm publicizing all my shit on, it's different. It's less invasive when I'm sitting here right here talking to you guys on the, right here on YouTube and talking to you guys. But damn, to walk down the street like that, that's very putting it out there. You don't know what kind of homeless, I love homeless people, but some of them can be dangerous. Facts. Could walk up to you. I need to just keep my eyes open. Someone told me to go stand in front of the CPS office, the DCF office. And I was like, hell yeah. My mischievous thing said, I'm not scared of anything, hell yeah. But then I thought, you don't understand, I'm in a small ass little country redneck town, and They fucked with me for 12 years. They know who I am automatically. So they're gonna automatically like see me and be like, ooh, she's up here to fight us and get her out of here and what they call the police, or you know what I'm saying, or try to involve CPS again to my daughter at my mom's. And then I don't know, like, so I was like, maybe I just won't stand out there with a sign because I don't want them to like try to falsely arrest me, or like I don't want to sign up for being humiliated by them. Like, they need to be humiliated with me up there. So I need to be up there with a lot of people because I feel like it's just you with a sign. You know what I mean? They still feel like they have this power that they don't fucking have. They don't. And it's being, and it'll be shown really soon. It's crumpling. The judges, big time judges are going to crumple. Big time cases are being shown that all these things are being done. I think they call it de facto, which means it's completely void. It was completely fraudulent on every single case they've ever done. And it is. I've always said that. Every case they do is fraudulent. Every case they do is fraudulent. Because say like somebody slapped their kid or whatever and they see it on their face or whatever. Listen, when they get you these, I'm going to show you right now. When they give you these, those case plans, you're not supposed to sign. When they give you these case plans, they claim you're supposed to sign. This is kind of one of them. Just glance at the red and the purple writing on there. This is a face-to-face with the parent. Another fucking thing they bother you with. More paperwork, and they're annoying ass. They try to intimidate you, and then they try to be your friend. Well, this little girl came over. I thought I'd never social worker in the world. This little girl, I'm sure she didn't have any kids. She's just out of high school, college or whatever. She's like 22 years old. She's like 80 pounds. Acting like she's a badass. In my house, you never do that. And she's in our neighborhood. It can get crazy here sometimes. I said, so she said all that trying to yell at me. And I said, I know that game. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't feel like explaining it. Youngin'. And she's like, I don't like you calling me youngin'. I said, I don't care. And she said, so anyways, this is the thing. At first I told her, I read through it, and she tried to intimidate me as I was reading through it, pressure me to like not read it. You know, and I said, back up a little. And she said, excuse me? And I said, but I don't know why you're coming to my face and you're talking. I said, let me read it. You know, she called her supervisor. So she said, let me read it. And she's coming up. She can sit on that couch. It's my apartment, for one. I wouldn't even do that in somebody else, you know, his house. But I know their game. So there was stuff on there incorrect. It said I wasn't paying child support. Not only is this a paper I shouldn't have to be signing, because it's not a face-to-face. It's actually a contract. And they're committing fraud by not telling you it's a contract, because when you sign it, you say what you're saying is that what's on here is true. And she blatantly lied, because I actually said that to her. I said, not everything on here is true, so I don't want to sign it. And she said, oh, it doesn't mean it's true. It just means like you're just like signed it or something like that. Or you just like saw the paper, or you're just like compliant with us or something. And I said, nah, that didn't even sound right. I said, well, it just says here. And she's like, what's the problem? She was getting all worked up, and so I was trying to just like keep calm. I was like, I should be getting worked up. And she's getting all worked up. I said, well, it says that I'm not paying child support when I am. I kept reiterating it to her. Well, that doesn't, I said, well, you just have to correct it. I said, but that's it, I'm not signing it. So then I pulled out my red pen, and it says on here, see on red, and then on purple up here, the red says, your offer to contract is not accepted. It says you have no authority and are operating under the color of law under Title 18, Section 242. And red gets people's attention. And when it says under a title and a section, That's obviously a law. And red is it means something under sovereign's man's law, which I was practicing at the time. It's the blood of Jesus. Different pens have different meanings. Their colors, like blue. See on here how it's blue? That's a contract color. That's a blue pen. Black, when you sign in black under law, they see that as you're a dead entity. That's what they label you. Lost at sea, dead entity, slave to the state. They put all your name in big capital letters. Don't sign with a black pen. If you have a choice, if there's a blue or a black pen hanging around and you're signing something legal, sign it with blue. Don't sign it with black. Isn't that crazy? I never knew that. That's interesting. That's good to know. Empowering. So, I wrote that. Well, I'll elaborate. If I was in a position where I was a caseworker and somebody wrote something big red, it would get my attention. And it said something about the law, and then it quoted a title and a section. I better go look that up. That's the law. That's just didn't say, I'm under duress, I'm not doing this, or I don't like this, I refuse. It says, it sounds like they know exactly what that sounds like. They're an attorney. They know what they're talking about. They didn't give it a two damn looks. Well, that I know of. So I wrote case number, and I put the case number up top, which someone guided me to do that's experienced, in purple, which is also a very powerful color under sovereign's man's law, because it's a message. It's God's message. Like my purple tattoo right here says glorious. That's God through me. It's a message. Messenger. So then I wrote a certified true copy of the original. Then I did an X, a line, and signed my name. So, which was also in purple. So I put a copy in this little girl caseworker's box. Well, I asked them to at the office, and hopefully they really did. I was looking, just kind of eyeballing, making sure that they did. And I gave a copy for them to put in her supervisor's box. And then I believe I just kept a copy for myself. Oh, and I filed one with the court. And I said, I want to make sure this is a court of record. It looked to me like I was crazy. And I said, well, it has to be filed on record, like in a court of record. And like, oh, it'll be filed. And like, what exactly is this for? I told them, like, it's just something with DCF. I don't remember if I kept it vague or if I told them it's really a contract, and I wrote on there that I don't accept their contract, and I'm told to come up here and give you a copy. They had a lot of damn questions, but then they went and, I guess, filed it. You know, because a lot of times in this little redneck place, they don't file shit. Or they'll tell you, you can't write the judge. Or something like that, and I'm like, what? Like, really, what the right thing would be was maybe you can't legally write her on a piece of paper. They should say, you have to go down to the law library, like 2 doors down, and ask for a certain sheet of paper that is made for you to write the judge. Not say, anything you write her, she won't read. That makes your judge sound pretty fucking non-law abiding, which she is. I can tell you she won't read it. She won't read it. She won't read anything. I bet the motherfucker will. And she'll give me a written response, because I write on there. And I expect a written response and given to my address, and I get them. Oh, a couple times they didn't. A couple times they did respond, and a couple times they didn't. And I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't say anything in court, I don't think. But I've been talking forever now, so I'm going to let you guys go. But what else more is important to talk about? Oh, gosh. man, I wish someone would comment that's from Ocala or like around here. Because I don't, oh, I was going to say because I don't really know if I should go like by myself. But also, oh, man, I'm switching subjects a lot. I will go, like, even at the grocery store, everywhere I go. I told myself, I said, I'm telling everybody. Like, I was just at the grocery store, and I didn't make it creepy. I was like, oh, thanks, have a good day, and I paid for my stuff, and then I was like, I'm just so tired. I've been fighting this custody battle with my daughter. I was like, CPS? It was like, it's through CPS, so it's real crooked. I was like, none of your concern. I was like, but if you ever have a friend